Hey everybody. Everybody, welcome. Everybody's coming in. Do me a favor as you're coming in, guys. Please go ahead and mute your microphones because for the time being, because there is going to be a chance to do Q&A as well. But I want to go ahead and get everybody in here, get Alex introduced. And while I'm doing that and everybody's coming on board, I see everybody from different places. Man, this is awesome. This is gonna be a great Zoom. I'm already hyped up. Um, I'm going in here and I'm pulling up some of my slides really fast because I want to give everybody a good visual prior to me turning this thing over to Alex. So with that being said, guys, welcome. If you're in an area where it is very cold and it is snowing and the weather is bad, I appreciate you taking the time to come out here. I please appreciate you guys staying safe, coming to get this information anyway. And I promise, to make this well worth your time. So I'm going to go here really fast. I'm going to hit screen share. I'm going to share my screen with you guys and pull up this PowerPoint. We got people coming out. Okay. So I'm hitting admit. I'm still letting people in while I'm pulling up stuff. So this is going to work out fine. Okay. So Alex, just give me a thumbs up. Can you see my slides?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So guys, here's what we're gathered to talk about today, okay? And I'm not going to waste a lot of time on rules and regulations and different things like that, but I will give you a couple of pointers. First of all, when we're talking about cannabis, okay, hemp and marijuana are both cannabis, just like apples and oranges are both fruits. The only difference is THC concentration. If the THC concentration is greater than 0.3%, we are talking about marijuana, federally illegal Schedule One narcotic, can't leave that particular state when it's grown. Okay. If the THC concentration is less than 0.3%, we are talking hemp derived products. Hemp derived products are no longer a Schedule One narcotic. They are federally legal for interstate commerce in all 50 states. Someone, can you please mute your microphone? Because I don't want to have to mute everybody's microphone. So please let me go here and just let's go. That's there. There we go. We're gonna do mute all for now. Except one individual. Let's do that. Yep. So Alex, you've been asked to unmute, but everybody else is muted. Okay. So, like I was saying, if we're talking about something that's hemp derived, the THC concentration is less than 0.3%. Okay. So it's no longer a Schedule One narcotic. It's federally legal, federally compliant in all states, and legal for interstate commerce in all 50 states. Now, one thing when we talk about hemp, because this talk is about nothing but hemp. It is not about marijuana in any way whatsoever. There are a couple of varieties of hemp that actually grow. Okay. This is one that grows 4 to 6 feet tall. And this is the one that they're using to extract for biomass, typically, to be able to get to the CBD oils or the smokable flower and things like that. Okay. That's one variety. Now, that is not the variety that we are gathered here to talk about this evening. Okay. The variety that we are gathered to talk about here this evening, because there's another variety, it doesn't grow 4 to 6 feet tall. It actually grows 15 to 20 feet tall. And this is what it looks like. Now, that is not a small person, okay? That is a full grown man standing in a field of hemp. It grows 15 to 20 feet tall. There are over 25,000 uses for this variety. It is a well known fact that if you grow an acre of trees and an acre of hemp side by side, if you cut down an acre of trees, it takes 15 to 20 years for an acre of trees to grow back. But you cut down an acre of this stuff, you can go in and do it every 90 to 120 days. Okay. And anything made out of paper, anything made out of plastic. The first and second draft of the Declaration of Independence is written on hemp paper. Henry Ford in 1943 made a car called the Model T. The door panels were made out of a hemp composite and it ran on hemp biofuel. And all of that came from this variety of plant right here. Here's another picture of this is my buddy Wade Atbury. Wade's like 6'1" or 6'2". Okay. And you see how tall it actually gets. Most of this is grown for the stock, which is what he's holding in his hand. But if you notice at the very top, there's a little bit of green foliage, okay? And some of that, depending upon which variety it is you're trying to grow, some of that can be extracted for biomass. But this is the version right here that is typically grown for the stock to be separated into its various components. So when you cut it down, you look at it from a side profile. The outer portion is what we call bast fiber. Okay. The inner portion is what we call hurd. Okay. Here's another picture of the hurd separated from the bast fiber. And here's another picture of them separated side by side. Okay. Now, the thing that I love about Alex, Alex, they deal with the Chinese variety, the Yuma, the Puma, the Jinma as well. And Alex, I love the fact that they've done so much research with these varieties already. They've already taken them and they've grown and they've done seed variety trials at certain latitudes to know what seeds grow well. So that's what he's gathered here to talk to you about. If someone is growing for hurd, because a lot of people want that hurd to be used for hempcrete, or also micronized hurd can be used for hemp plastics. Well, guess what? They know which varieties grow the most hurd and the least amount of fiber, things like that as well. So all that's going to be talked about, all that's going to be addressed, and I can't be, more proud to know Alex as a person. Me and Alex have been rocking together for a few years now. We've even done one of these talks previously in the past, and I'm really excited for him to share what he has with you guys, not only what he has to offer, but his information as well, because I know he's extremely well versed in it. So, with that being said, Alex, can you hear me okay?
Yep. Can you hear me
Awesome,
okay?
man. Thank you so much, bro. Because guys, Alex is actually in China right now. Okay. He is in China. He got up early to do this. It is actually 8 o'clock in the morning over there where he's at now. And he got up to do this just for us. So please, give him your attention. Please ask him all the questions that you need to ask. And with questions, Alex, I'm going to start off with just one question, man. What made you get involved with this plant?
Funny that you asked because I just kind of learned about the plant. I was always very into kind of sustainability, but
Uh-huh.
nothing washing. After I learned about hemp with occasion, I felt this is the solution to a lot of our world's problems, right? It could be a real turnkey solution for sustainable material and sustainable future. So that's kind of how I go into it, long
Yeah.
story.
Well, man, everything that you guys are doing at Canda Hemp, thank you. We appreciate it. I'm sure. How do you want to do this, bro? Do you want to start off with a little bit of a PowerPoint and then we open it up for Q&A? All right, how you want to do it?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, sweet. So, can you share? You want to go ahead and share your screen?
Yep. Okay.
There you
Everybody.
go. We can see you, brother.
Great. Awesome. So good evening, guys. Thank you for taking the time to join. Thank you, JJ, for the invite.
No worries,
So
man.
my name is Alex Wu, founder and CEO of Conda Hemp. And tonight I'm about to share something really for anybody who's already running a project or is planning to run and start a fiber and grain hemp project. So I'll be sharing some of the overviews, opportunities, what the market currently looks like, some of the challenges, and of course, how I count the hemp, how do we provide value and solutions to help growers and manufacturers. So, so basically a quick introduction on us. Conda has been the go-to supplier for industrial hemp seeds for fiber and grain growers and processors in the US. We've been known for our consistency in our seed performances and adaptability year over year. So our mission at Conda Hemp really is to empower hemp grower success for a sustainable future. Okay, so can you guys still see my screen?
Yep.
Awesome. So, so a little bit of history about who we are. So we kind of started since after the legalization of hemp, fiber hemp in 2019. So Conda has established itself as providing the varieties for fiber hemp growers since then. And until today, we have successfully grown over 35 states and totaling more than 50,000 acres nationwide. So our variety are basically one of the most best-selling variety up to today, and we've been known for the consistent performances, and we try our best to always provide the best support agronomy-wise and just customer support in general. So with that history being said about us, let's talk about what fiber hemp, continue what Gigi kind of talked about, what it actually produces. So here's a diagram that breaks it down, the stalks of the fiber into what it looks like. On the for those of you who already, I'm sure many of you guys already know this, but the skin, the bast fiber is what we're looking at for, clothing, yarn, composites, and then the inner woody material is the hurd, like you just said, is the pot. It's more about 70% hurd and 20% fiber, give or take. So the four main outputs is long fiber, short fiber, hurd, and grain that we're really looking at monetizing. And these products actually go into massive end markets. So we all know textile has long been the foundation for supporting and for fiber hemp. Both of the long fiber and short fiber really goes into textile. But what I really find exciting is the other renewable material markets like biocomposite, construction, and even in the food and seed grain market, and even in biofuel that can be used by the grain itself. So all of these are just a few examples of the multi-billion-dollar industries that hemp can plug in, fiber hemp can plug into. But the key point is that even though these are all great opportunities, it doesn't just exist. There's a need for consistent supplies, specs, and adaptation in the market for it to achieve. So there's a lot of gap in the industry today that we see. And with all these markets, why is the U.S. domestic market still not growing as fast? And in our opinion, that really comes down to three reasons, and these are really kind of connected. So of course, first is the lack of consistent high-yield genetics that's available all year round anywhere. Currently, it's still some kind of not as available. And of course, secondly, is the insufficient amount of processors. There's just not enough processors around the country who are processing the raw materials. And that's because there's been a lack of, it's a very extremely high input cost to start up a factory. And especially when you got to figure out the seed and the downstream markets. And then of course, third, there's a very limited amount of market adaptation for hemp products yet. It's getting better, but without enough downstream markets, whatever you produce may not be able to get sold, or even what you're trying to create a product are not going to be able to, you cannot create a product and for the other people to buy it because you can't really make the spec that's hitting the target because you don't have the equipment. So it's really kind of like chicken or the egg problems, as we say. So that's why we need to all really work together in this industry. And so our job at Counter Hemp is really to help growers, processors, hemp product manufacturers with two things, to provide the right seed and then the right equipment to basically match the targeted output and for them to scale. So that they can produce fiber, hurd, grain, or even the hemp end products that they want. And to start, I want to talk about how we capture the values of these industries and the processes, because it really kind of starts, you have to start with the end in mind. With the four main products, it's long fiber, hurd, and grain. They really require extremely different processing equipment, ways to cultivate and harvest. And of course, it comes down to what type of seed that you're using. So really, if you're looking at the long fiber from the top, it's not really predominant market in the States, but it's more prevalent in China, Asia, and where they just take long fiber from hemp and turn it into textile. But whereas currently in the domestic market, it's more on the hurd and the short fiber, where you're using more large-scale equipment, John Deere farming equipment to automate less labor. Or that's the reason why the long fiber market doesn't really exist in the States yet, because of the labor cost. So that you're looking at really at the hurd, short fibers, and then the grain, the dual application on the bottom too. And then of course, processing equipment and then the harvesting equipment are all very different for these two. So you really have to pick what you are really going for in the beginning and to find the right equipment and then the right seed. And that's existing market and locally for you to sell. So since we talked about the seed, of course, we keep it pretty simple and Counter Hemp. And we're really best known for the two main varieties that covers all of the projects that are available. So KUMO on the left-hand side is our staple for fiber, the Southern Adapted varietal that is really good for biomass, hurd, and fiber. And on the right is K-Jima, that's more of a textile, finer fiber, but also are used for, has great protein profile, great for grains, and could be used as a dual crop. So these two have just been really our main workhorse of varieties. And we're really happy to discuss. If you have any question on the varieties or your planting schedule, we can discuss that anytime later as well. So, and we don't just claim our seed basically does well and do this. We've been gathering a lot of data, as you mentioned, since the beginning, 2019. We've been doing a lot of variety trials with universities in multi-state, multi-year data to basically consistently review the performances. And even lately, in the latest 2025 season, our variety has been recognized by MRHC, it's a multi-state trial led by Dr. James D. Becker as one of the most bigger variety in the all other candidates. So we're really proud to basically continue our work and in providing everything with data-backed findings. And to basically ensure the qualities of the seed at Conda Hemp, we also keep it very simple. Everything that we sell and provide comes with a USA AOSCA lab certification and lab reports. Every lot comes with it, and we basically guarantee everything at 80% germination minimum. If it doesn't hit 80 at the lab that we found out, we basically switch it out for all of the growers ahead of time. And if it's later, we'll figure it out case by case basis. And then the seed comes in two sizes. It comes in either a bag, 55 pounds, or a tote bag if you're feeling strong enough. It's a tote bag, about 2,000 pound tote, like this in the picture. And the current schedule we have is about, they'll be ready to ship to your door around late March and April 2026. So there's already a line for logistic and delivery. If you are considering about growing this season, we would invite you to speak to JJ to kind of plan ahead of time for this. Going back to the equipment side, which is the other half, and all of the equipment lines that we carry have basically ranges in different size and scale. We are best known for our long fiber lines out of China, out of Asia. But we also have a dedicated line for short fiber and hurd in the middle that we're tailoring towards more of the U.S. processors or hemp growers in the States that are looking to jumpstart. It's really value-based equipment. It's very efficient, and you could find it a lot more, I would say, affordable compared to some of the equipment out of Europe and Canada, per se. But if you're looking to really just jumpstart the project with some prototypes, with some, small scale raw materials, then we also have smaller decorticators on the right that, like the KH03, that basically allows you to have process something that you produce, that you grew in your field, and to basically get a sample for testing, per se. So we actually deploy one of the decorticator in North Carolina State University with Dr. David Shuchar in 2023, 24, I believe. So we basically have equipment for all of the scales and different projects. And we'll be happy to share a lot more about the specs later as well. So to wrap up, this is us, this is Conda Hemp, and how we support your project can be in really three ways. First, seed, fiber seed, and agronomy support. And then there's the processing equipment solutions, and of course, the supply chain support where we can provide growers network or processing or offtake partnerships. And we're happy to answer any question that you may face, discuss your project, and please feel free to reach out to JJ and us together. So right now, we're going to open up to some Q&A.
Yeah, man, let's do it. So Alex, first of all, thank you for, like, a lot of people don't know what I know about you and what you guys do over there, so for you guys to take the seed, share them with us, right? The equipment that you guys are using to process the seed that you grow, you're sharing that, with us. So I want to make sure people understand, your equipment, it very well may cost a little bit more, but you know that it's guaranteed to work with these varietals because this is the equipment that you guys are using over there. And if anybody wants to reach out and they want this, let me give you guys my email address. Okay. My email address, let's see, not sure if you had this, but if Bronson Allred, I just got a message from you. I think you're out here. I'm not sure, but I don't have time to troubleshoot because I'm in the middle of talking right now. But if anyone wants to contact me about getting in contact with Alex, my email address is James, James, at jjgro.com. Once again, James at jjgro.com. All you got to do, let me know how many acres you're talking about, and I'll get that forwarded over to Alex. So that's the purpose of the email. The purpose of the email is not to get me on the phone and pick my brain and ask me all kind of questions and try to get all kind of consultation for free. It ain't for that. This is to get an email over to Alex to order seeds for you guys. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear about that you guys are aware. And yeah, let's go ahead and open this thing up for questions and see who has what. So if you have a question, please feel free to unmute and ask your question.
What's going on, James? This is Morris.
What's going on, sir? How you doing? Man, it must be snowing there because
Maintaining.
I see it
My
must be
question is,
that wind been blowing. I see all that snow in your beard down there.
it ain't snow.
What kind of question you got for Alex, brother? Hey Ray, you're
Make sure I
kind
get a
of
better spot. More acres
yeah, I was
you
about to say
need to
you're
get
kind of
started.
choppy.
Hold on, I'm trying to get it better. Can you hear me now?
Yep, that's a lot better.
Hey, what's the minimum acres you need to get started?
Well, do you want that one, Alex? Or you want me to take it?
Feel free to stop. Yeah.
Well, there is no minimum acreage to get started. Okay. It's all about your level of comfort. Now, I will tell you this in comparison to growing for biomass to get the oils for CBD and stuff, hemp fiber doesn't pay out per acre like biomass does. It's a huge difference in payout. So the more acres you're capable of growing for this, then the better off you'll be. Number one. Number two, I know where you're at. And what you have to ask yourself is, are you within about 150 miles of a decorticator to separate the fiber from the herd? Because if not, that's going to be the problem that you run into on the tail end of things, is getting somebody to process it for you. So you got to ask yourself those questions too. So Alex, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah. We usually recommend, at least around 40 acres for, for it to be worth your time to actually to grow, I would say. I mean, definitely you can grow less than that to basically start your idea, concept, prototype, and then to scale, prove out the data, of course, 100%. But then to see some kind of scale, 40 acres will be what we see.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next question is, like, I never grew nothing every day in my life, whatnot. What would get me started? I'm not operating. What do I need? What need to be the budget to get started? I got no type of equipment. All I got is a John Deere, and not just they do bush hogging. I have nothing to grow with.
Usually, so do you have any equipment for tilling? Do you have all that equipment for everything else?
All I got is a John Deere to do bush hogging. That's all I got.
Okay, so we can see what equipment you have with the John Deere, and then we can follow up, but basically see what's the minimum for you to get started.
Okay.
Basically just to be able to plant the seeds, and of course just to be able to fertilize it, and then to harvest it in the end. The harvesting is maybe the main part. If you have a sickle mower, if you're looking for fiber, you can harvest it with a sickle bar, and then it's just how you bale.
Okay.
And then where do you process it? Are you looking to process it yourself, or like Jay said, looking to ship it to sell it to a processor nearby.
Okay.
Ray, let me hook you up because you are a homeboy and you
Mhm.
are an Army brother. Let me hook you up.
I got you.
Do not put that seed in the ground yet. The 27th, I'm sorry, the 25th through the 27th of March, you need to be in Colorado. You need to come to
Okay.
that event. It's called, Industrial Hemp International, used to be known as NOCO. You need to come to that event. You need to network with the pros that are there to learn all those little intricacies that you're talking about rather than just trying to, oh, I heard I should get this. Oh, I heard I should get that. Alex's seed combined with the knowledge and the contacts that you'll make there is the winning ticket for you for 2027. Because for 2026,
Okay.
it's probably not going to happen for you because you don't have enough stuff yet. So
Okay.
it's entirely up to you. But I'm just saying you need to be at that event. I know I've put it on my Georgia page, but you definitely need to be there because one, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna MC. I can introduce you to a bunch of people and stuff like that. But real talk, you need to be at that event to get a lot of those intricacies that you need. Because I want to see you do this thing the right way, and I don't want to see you waste your money. So
Okay. Appreciate it.
that's just homeboy to homeboy. I got another quick question, Alex. A gentleman who he doesn't have his microphone, but he said maybe it was already asked, but was wondering if they had a deadline on getting seed booked.
Uh, so one is depending on what the planting schedule is. Right now, it's about March 1st. So depending on the volume and where we're needing to ship it to, right now I would say March 1st would be ideal. But really, really ideal would be before 10th of February because we're hitting Chinese New Year.
Mhm.
It's our Christmas holiday.
Uh-huh.
And everything's shutting down and after 14th of February until, in 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
geez. Oh, okay. I hope everybody just caught that. Before 10 February, go ahead and get your order in. There's one young lady on this call in particular that myself and Alex both are aware of. Hint, hint, wink, wink, young lady. You need to get your order in before then. So,
Yeah, I hear you.
oh, I wasn't gonna say your name, but I'm glad you unmuted.
Alicia, yeah.
So,
Hey, Alex.
Alicia, do you have any other questions for Alex while we're out here?
Actually, I kind of wanted to piggyback off of Ray Morris's question about the equipment needed, and because I think you'll recall that I said I don't have well, I have a tractor, but it's not the tractor that would be used for this. But getting some idea of what of the equipment that I would have to purchase, because right now I'd be sourcing out to some neighbors to help with with machinery to get it planted, get it in the ground. So I'd want to know, and I'd want to know a little bit more about you know, uh, about the equipment that Kanda has that that would be available that would help me get it started.
Okay, so yeah, we would love to, yeah, we were working on that for you as well to basically give you
Okay.
a,
Okay, I thought so, but I just thought I'd make sure. Yeah.
we basically have, kind of, we have some harvesting equipment. We do not carry planting equipment, so, but we do carry
Yeah, the harvesting with, yeah.
or
Now,
any,
as far as planting goes, correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, but if anybody has any equipment where they can do like air drilling, you know,
Yeah.
that's kind of what you need as long as, as long as the opening is big enough, for this. I don't want to do the whole finger thing on, but as long as the opening on the air drill is big enough for the seed to fit through without it being cracked, I think you'll be in good shape. And then making sure you go with the right seed depth so that it has a chance to actually grow. And then
And
another
that's
big
gonna be
one
in the
is,
instructions, so the SOPs.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And then another thing that'll be in the SOP should be soil was it like soil pH, Alex?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
soil report amendment, we do have a basic recommendation as well, so that will be in the SOP as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will have agronomy, one, 2-pager for the planting, harvesting, and then we just need to work on some of with all the questions about equipment. We'll have to work on something to pull it together on the equipment list.
Okay.
So I see, so funny. I see Diane has unmuted, but Diane is a man. So,
Yeah, Bill Anderson,
hey, Bill, what's going on,
you
man?
know, Diane's Zoom account. Um, to go back to that question, we've been raising industrial hemp here 3 or 4 years, and we, are farmers up here in South Dakota, and just a normal grain drill works for planting it.
Okay,
We have a no-till John Deere. It's only 15 feet wide, but it does the job.
awesome.
And then mowing just a regular sickle mower has worked for us that way, but then you've got these humongous long stalks, and raking has been the big issue. Um, we had somebody hired to do it a year ago, and then this last year we borrowed a rotary rake, where the two wheels spin together with, kind of long crooked teeth, and puts it in a windrow then for you, and then back to a normal round baler or the big square balers now. I see some of the processing plants are taking those. The company down in Kansas there at Great Bend,
South
they're
Bend, South Bend hemp, Melissa and Aaron Baldwin.
yep,
Great
yep,
people to work with.
yep. I see they use a normal wheel rake, but it has all the guards on it there so that the stalks can't get into the wheels and start twisting up and stuff that way. But we haven't tried that. And then, I guess I had the question. I noticed that Alex, that you're already in, what'd you say, 14 states or more here. But South Dakota, you had uh, um, your emblem on it, so I'm assuming you have a dealer here in the state. Can
No,
you?
we don't have a dealer in the state. We basically are the dealer in the state. So
Oh, you are. Okay. Okay.
we do work with a few two growers who work at, if you know Ken Myers and John Pearson. They've grown
Yeah.
yeah, they basically
Okay.
are the grew our variety, and they
Mhm.
John uses 5 tons per acre for fiber. Yeah,
What'd you say per acre? You were breaking up a little bit, Alex.
5 tons.
5 tons per acre. Okay,
Mm.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Cool.
we've dealt with John. He's actually who we market to that way. And then there's a fella up in the northeast corner of the state, I think at Willow Lake, Horizon Hemp Seeds, Derek Dorman. And that's kind of who we've dealt with for the seed that way. Um, One thing, I guess we've been with that tall stuff there. I'd like to kind of play with a little bit of acreage towards the seed end of it. That way, kind of a shorter variety that I could go combine directly. Anything that's maybe 4 foot tall, kind of stuff. Do you have that kind of seed?
We don't have something that short. It
Okay.
really depends on maybe planting season, maybe planting time. We have to play around with that to find the
Yeah.
best. But yeah,
Okay.
we can see, maybe we can try Jimma. It's a little bit shorter than Yuma, and it's a little early season. It matures earlier, so it will start growing early as well. Maybe that will be an option. And it's also more adjusted to just central and northern latitude. Anything above 36 north, it's a good grow for Jimma. So that would be something to try as well.
So, I'm trying to, let's see, I'm looking and see if anyone else wants to unmute. I'm kind of monitoring, the airwaves to see who's unmuting, who has, what questions. Because, guys, I truly want you to understand you are literally at the well getting the water with your own cup right now. So, please feel free to ask, any questions that you have. I don't want you guys to think that you're going to get off of this Zoom and be like, oh, well, I'm just going to contact JJ on the side and ask him. No, you need to ask these questions to Alex because he's the pro. I'm just a flunky who's kind of learning, this and, many other things, simultaneously. But I want you guys to have the opportunity, to ask the expert questions to the expert. So, is there anyone else who needs to unmute and ask questions? Okay. Trying to see here. Okay, we don't have anyone else who has unmuted currently. So maybe there was a good enough explanation done all the way around. If so, that's fine. Once again, if someone does have questions for me after, or you want to get together about the seed, my email address is James James, or phonetically for you military types, Juliet Alpha Mike Echo Sierra at jjgro.com. Please email me and I'll get that over to Alex. We'll get you guys taken care of. And Alex and Alicia, I've got to go back and look at my messages as soon as we get off of here. I think are we supposed to have a chat tomorrow? I know that y'all were talking back and forth and I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I think I responded with that. I would be available at 10:30 a.m. and I'm assuming that's Central Time.
Yeah, that's every time work.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will make sure I can be available, at that time as well. So we'll definitely get together and we'll chat more, about that.
Yeah.
But seriously, is there anyone else who has any other questions for Alex while we have him out here? Okay, going once. Going twice. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to get some emails. It's all good. Alex, once again, man, thank you so much for taking this time to come out here. I know it's early over there. You're just getting your day started. You've had some unique challenges to overcome this weekend. So I appreciate you persevering, pressing through, and getting out here with us, to chat a little bit. And brother, if you think of anything else that I can do to support you in your mission at Conda, please let me know. And we got you covered.
Thank you so much, and just want to thank everybody for coming out, and love to answer everybody's question in more details later as well. So please stay in touch, please stay connected, and thank you guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, brother. Y'all have a good night. Y'all take care.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay then. Bye-bye.
Okay.